Once this video comes out, I will be chasing after higher education, and while making this video, I will be wrinkling up during my time of higher education. Going to university or college is not an experience everybody can get, and I'm definitely grateful that I get to have such an opportunity, but I can still bash it sometimes, right? So here's a video about what university has taught me. So far, orientation sucks. Well, it sucks if you hate icebreakers, and it's also a day where you are alone and surrounded by strangers that are trying to convince you how great the school is. What I also learned is that it's really awkward walking past someone for some reason. Like, where are you supposed to look? Do I go on my phone? I don't want to seem like someone who's addicted to their device. Should I look to the left or right? Maybe I should just look straight ahead instead. The funny thing is that you know when the person walking by is having the same thoughts as you are. Motion-censored toilets are a bit annoying. There's probably a good reason or multiple reasons why they're motion censored, but sometimes they are not convenient. For example, you could be using the toilet and then when you're done, you expect the toilet to be like, "Oh, you're done? I will go ahead and flush." So you get ready to exit the stall to go and wash your hands, but instead you don't hear a single sound. So you turn around and you stand there waving your hand like crazy for it to flush. But because the toilet is so nice to you, it still doesn't do anything. It just stares at you like you are the problem, and now you can't leave it unflushed because that's just nasty and no one wants to flush your Anyway, flush the toilet after you use it and make sure you wash your hands. The amount of people in college who don't do that is insane. I hate the sound of motorcycles. They look really cool and I enjoy a fictional character who uses one, but hearing them in person is definitely an experience because it feels like someone is trying to make you lose your hearing. Still, I do try to appreciate the view. There are club meetings that start late at night. I know why, but why? And speaking of stuff that happens late at night, evening classes aren't great for those who aren't night owls or commuters. I've had classes that end in the early evening, but there can be classes that start at 9 or 10 p.m. That is basically when I'm getting ready to go to bed. You learn how to be more careful with your spending. You realize how expensive food is and how expensive gas is and how much money you have to spend on school supplies. College really makes you think about all the hard work that goes into each item you buy or what someone buys for you. So make sure you appreciate every little penny that you find on the ground and every little button you have on your cardigan. College makes you tired, hungry, and dehydrated all the time. I used to be able to go through an entire school day without eating anything. Don't do that, it's not healthy for you. But in college, all I want to do every hour is eat, drink, water, and sleep. Even though you finished high school, that doesn't mean bullies stop existing. I know, right? It's disappointing, but is it that surprising if there are 30-year-olds who still are one? You need to be assertive to professors. Just because they act nice doesn't mean they'll treat you right. For example, you could be going through a really difficult time in your life, and they still won't allow you to miss a couple classes without your grade going down. Is my personal life less important than what is going on in class? People waste so much water. I'm an art major, and I've seen so many people leave the faucets running even when they're not using them. Please don't waste water. Another thing, people litter so much. Like, why is there trash on the ground everywhere? You're not the only one living on this planet, you know. It's either stinging hot or stinging cold on campus, so I highly recommend bringing a fan during warmer seasons and a very comfy jacket during colder seasons. Making friends is difficult, at least for me. I see other people who can easily make friends within their first week, but I can't do that. It's hard for me to quickly have chemistry with someone, and when I do, it's hard to stay in touch. College really tests you with how well you can keep up relationships with people. You miss being a kid even though you still are a kid. College can make you feel very lonely, and when you are down in the dumps, you just want a hug or someone to make you feel better. And it doesn't help that in college you compare yourself a lot to other people. Before, it was about appearances, being popular and whatnot, but now it's also about internships, job opportunities, relationships, being able to study abroad, and more. Plus, the burden of trying to be a success in your family, and if the major you chose is going to ruin the choices you make for the rest of your life, you appreciate the fact that you're getting higher education. I don't know if it's just me, but when things aren't going very well, I remember that I get to study in a classroom because people fought for women to get the opportunity to learn. I don't know, it just makes me feel like, yes, I can do this, you know? And you also get to see how wonderful it is to see your community be a community. Sometimes the world can feel so divided and messed up, but there are moments in college where you see people playing frisbee, football, or volleyball outside. Some people will also bring their pets too, so you can see dogs or cats just playing. Anyway, these are some things that university has taught me. I'm certainly not experiencing the greatest time of my life, but I never expected it to be. Well, hopefully I believe that before I graduate. For those who are entering their first year as an 18-year-old, a 20-year-old, a 30-year-old, or a 60-year-old, whatever age, I wish you a wonderful experience that suits what you personally want and need, not what others expect from you. And parties are definitely overrated. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye! I've been so busy lately, and it feels like it's been such a long time since I last recorded a video. Because I'm an art major, I'm making things all the time, and I try to limit how much I make actually because I don't want to burn myself out. And I also want to have time just to have fun, do my hobbies, sleep, rest. So I was like, yeah, let's just do the line art and just play around a bit with the style instead of doing what I would normally do. The videos I made were like during the summer, so I had a lot more time available. So hopefully the new format is okay and looks all right. Yeah. See ya!